Hello. So my name is Charles. I work on the Vyper compiler, which is a language for writing smart contracts. We'll get into it, but a few examples of contracts that are written, protocols that are written in Vyper are Curve, CurveUSD, yield basis, so it's relevant to our conversation today. So what we want to talk about today is institutional adoption of Vyper. So what is Vyper? Vyper is a secure smart contract language for EVM. You can think of it as similar to Solidity, but it has a Pythonic syntax and a somewhat different design goal. So it was created roughly in 2017, and the idea is the overarching goals of Vyper are to have a very secure, and the most difficult thing in software development is maintainability and readability and correctness of code. So that's what Vyper prioritizes over everything else. And today, Vyper secures over, 4.7 billion, depending on the day. At its peak in 2022, I think, it was securing over $30 billion in different DeFi protocols. So what are some examples? Here are some examples. We have Curve, Lido has part of its infrastructure written in Vyper, so does Yearn. A lot of Yearn vaults are written in Vyper, as well as Velodrome Finance. So Velodrome, and these all are integrated in different ways. So with Curve, the core AMM, the core lending protocols, and the CurveUSD stablecoin is also written in Vyper, as well as the new yield basis protocol. With Lido, it's part of the governance system. So gate seals are written in Vyper, and these are a kind of emergency shutdown system for the entire protocol. With Yearn, there's a lot of the vault infrastructure is written in Vyper, so this is on-chain infrastructure. And then with Sugar, this is on-chain infrastructure for off-chain querying. So why is Vyper important? As many of you know, smart contracts are immutable. And the surface area of a smart contract protocol is much more similar to, let's say, a hardware rollout, because you have to prepare a lot, you write the code, and you have to do a lot of verification, because once it's out, it's not changeable, it's immutable. And so any mistake can be extremely, extremely costly. If you think about a car hardware, which is incorrect, then the car can crash, right? It's very bad, except we're not dealing with cars, we're dealing with money. And so that's of interest to institutions, banks, and so forth that are writing things that are handling, lending, transfers, and so on, or stablecoins, as the case may be. And so this is currently the biggest cost in developing any kind of DeFi on-chain protocol, any kind of smart contract, is auditing. So smart contracts are very difficult to audit. Anecdotally, Vyper is much cheaper to audit. Actually, we're preparing some kind of white papers to kind of go into why and to quantify exactly how much. But all in all, Vyper is really, the goals of Vyper are very aligned with the goals of an enterprise, which is to develop robust software that is maintainable and all in all, easy to audit, easy to secure, and in the end, correct, because any mistakes in the code can lead to some very expensive problems. So this is some examples of the strengths of Vyper. So actually, a lot of people don't know this. Vyper is actually, if you look at the, total number of hacks in dollar value divided by the total TVL of protocols, Vyper is leading in terms of security. So we actually had other languages up here, but they distorted the graph. So these are the two safest languages, Solidity and Vyper. So the amount of TVL that has been lost to hacks in Vyper is 15 basis points, as opposed to Solidity 21 basis points. And then besides the security aspect, there's a lot of other benefits. So Vyper approaches, I'm running a little bit short on time, but safe by default. So all of the design goals of Vyper are trying to prioritize safety by default. And then not only that, it's a high-level language, but it generates very efficient bytecode. So the protocols that are written in Vyper are actually often more efficient than Solidity counterparts. And there is also plenty of tooling for developers to work with. So it becomes a very ergonomic experience. And here's the takeaway. Protocols are as safe as the as the code as they run on. So Vyper is already trusted by many DeFi protocols. Let's work together to make institutional adoption safe.